we found specifically for non-English speaking countries, the first problem is rather language, because nobody even for fun learns Danish anywhere in the world. Now the problem is B2 level proficiency is what is needed when you actually want somebody to come and work in care homes or work in hospitals, which nobody is doing, right? Germany, from that perspective, is still, I would say, 2 steps ahead, because they have Goethe Institute, they have 10% of the world who are training and teaching, but not specifically for the specific medical situations. The second challenge does not end when you only make a person learn the language. Like Indians are masters at cracking exams, and they could crack a B2 exam, of the GIF. But the problem starts when they actually land here. Problems of cultural integration, problems of becoming part of the ecosystem, where point number 1, let's say if we talk about healthcare professionals, is the kind of protocols. A nurse coming from India, Brazil, Philippines has not been exposed to the protocols that are followed here. The second issue comes in when they are supposed to take independent decisions. In developing markets, there's always a doctor who helps the nurse to take a decision. While here, majority of the time, they have to take those decisions on their own, analyzing the situations. And the third, which is, apart from trying to get accepted socially outside the workplace, even getting accustomed to the workplace itself by interacting with the doctors itself is a challenge. So what we've done is we've started creating our own finishing schools, where we train a nurse till B2 proficiency was 6 to 8 months. We have built 4 agentic AI models, which are literally agents as a companion, helping the nurses to come on board and start living the life of Germany, where, for example, we've taken the Goethe databases, the medical curriculums of, let's say, Germany, where we are starting right now, databases to create agentic AI to help them answer the real life scenarios which have been created. What that does is, I have an app, I'm a nurse. After going through my offline courses, I really live 100 hours of life, which I will experience after I land in Germany. I lived that before coming here. By going through those real-time scenarios, answering them, the app giving you the feedback on tonality, grammar, pronunciation, and calmness, mildness, etc. So I think we are trying to do that for various languages. Using tech, we are at a stage where I can flip the entire model to a Danish in 4 months, to an Italian in 8 months maximum from now, and maybe we can cover multiple geographies by doing that. So the vision is to cover healthcare first by switching it to, let's say, Danish, where nobody is learning Danish. Let's say in India, if you need 4,000 nurses today, you can't hire from India or even from Brazil or Philippines, because you need them to learn Danish. So that's the objective, and later, of course, just to complete, we'll not only focus on healthcare where we are right now, but same problem is in manufacturing. You need automobile engineers, mechanical engineers, and so on.
Great.
So that's the plan.
Absolutely. So, now moving to Aniruddha, this is a fact, and I'm not making it up. So when last year we did this Nordic India Startup Summit, I was looking at scanning Indian startups to be invited, and I found Recycle listed in Financial Times, which is a UK magazine, right? So it's one of the most high-performing companies. Recycle as a startup, even though they are Series A, they're listed in the financial. It was listed in the Financial Times, and that's when I reached out to the founders team, and I was lucky to get the attention this year. Last year I couldn't. So it's so important that I'm so delighted that Aniruddha is here. Please tell your journey. And let's keep it tight because we have other couple of questions here.
Thank you so much, Rasha. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much. You've really put in a lot for this to happen. It baffled me that in India, we never throw our newspapers. I'm sure many of you will resonate. We keep it away very carefully, in a drawer, which is sacred, because at the end of the month we get 2 kronas for it. But we throw plastic bottles. We consume a bottle of water or a bottle of some beverage and we throw it in the bin. The price of beverage containers is 4 times that of paper. For e-waste, Harsha, I'm sure you do it as well. Koi din kaam aayega. We never throw our e-waste because we believe that someday it's going to come of use. Not to me, my wife, not my wife, my daughter, not my daughter, someone who works for me, right? And this got us thinking that waste is channeled and thought through in such a unique way in countries like India and the global south, right? And And we realize that this entire supply chain continues to be informal, continues to be fragmented. And can we use digital solutions to help formalize it, help bring in what we call traceability and transparency and add layers of that? So today we run a marketplace, a B2B marketplace which connects sellers and buyers for waste. And we connect vulnerable communities who at times also face exploitation and face challenges with getting best markets for their waste. It's a large business for us. And then we work with global brands like Carlsberg, which is based out of Denmark, with Lego, and solve for their circularity goals to collect post-consumer waste and to bring that traceability in. I'll end with an example which is very close to me. We have the deposit scheme that works in Germany, the Deutsche Pfand system. We've got deposit schemes that work in Denmark. These are markets that we look up to in a very, very strong way. When the Prime Minister in India mentioned that there's a big plastics problem in Kedarnath, which is like the Indian Alps, we suggested to the government that why don't we run a deposit scheme? And that's when we had a deposit where if you go as a pilgrim to the shrine, you have to pay a 10 rupee deposit for a bottle of water, for a bottle of chips. And when you return that packaging back, you get your 10 rupees back. And we implemented that deposit scheme using a QR technology, and the success was phenomenal. This T-shirt was made out of plastic that we collected from that. And today that's a policy that 2 states have implemented. And we're using technology, digital solutions to bring in consumer behavior and add layers of traceability and transparency. Thank you.
Yeah, but one thing just to double down on, how is this, you are from circular economy, waste management, how is deep tech, when I went and researched this year as well, you are again listed number 1 in 250 companies but how is you are focusing on, you are now telling that AI is playing a key role in your company. So can you just tell me how AI is playing in your company? Is it only on e-waste? Just curious to know.
Sure, and we are also learning in terms of how, what role AI is going to play. Today, it plays a focused role in terms of computer vision to really help sorting and segregation of waste. Tomorrow, it's going to lead into consumer insights and data, which will help drive improved behavior patterns.
Okay, it's a behavior patterns, fantastic. Okay, all right. I know we are. So how much more time we have? I know.
3 minutes.
Okay, 3 minutes. Okay, so let me straight away pinpoint a question to all the panelists. See, in the context of Nordic India Startup Corridor, right? If you break it down, first is I'm just visualizing. First is entrepreneurs, second is capital providers, and third is enablers, and fourth may be media, right? Kushbu, be very straight, right? Out of all these 4 things, right? You are the entrepreneurs, next is the capital providers, and third is the enablers, which is foundation on TechBBQ. The fourth one is media, I would say visibility, right? Which one is most relevant for you for this year?
For this year?
Yeah.
Capital providers.
Okay, all right. Kavita? Yeah.
For this year, as I raise a Series B, we look to global clinical trials and therefore funding for global clinical trials.
Okay, so again capital.
Yeah, for me it's enablers.
Okay.
We're trying to expand, so hence would like to get into the Danish market and not.
Okay, that's interesting. So enablers which you help the market access and so on and so forth. Okay.
Same enablers, and along with the learnings we've got here today, there are phenomenal startups here as well, and learning. And I think like Copenhagen Business School and other colleges, I think are
It's ecosystem.
Ecosystem.
Yeah. Kushbu had something.
Yeah, I just had a question. Maybe also, in relation to investment, actually, we are always talking about Nordic companies or Nordic investors. How can they invest in India and Indian companies? But also the other way. The thought has to be the other way as well. That how can Indian investors comfortably invest in a Danish company or in a Nordic company if it is relevant for the Indian market? Because there are huge amount of opportunities, and always the entrepreneurs are asked, you have to have India as your strategy, and the business is asked that you have to have India as your strategy, otherwise you miss out the train. But the investors have to understand it as well from Indian side and from the Danish side or Nordic side, that they will miss out on the train if they don't have Indian companies on the portfolio or companies working in India.
Brilliantly put, Kushbu. So that was, was talking about it, but I think that's the ask, right? Look at the pure cross-border investments. So I'll pause here and we can open up for any questions. And then
Sorry,
it's
but
lunch
time is up.
And it's lunch. So basically, we are coming between their lunch.
Exactly. So what my suggestion,
Yeah.
so people can hear what I'm saying. So my suggestion would be that we save the questions on a more like smaller setting and do it over lunch.
Thanks for watching Indiavision. Please subscribe to keep updated on any new videos that we release, and give us a thumbs up with your comments if you've liked this video.